guys, today you're going to be working on one of my favorite labs. It's called Real World Levers. You guys are going to go with your table groups or lab partners around to stations around the room and experiment with some real world levers to see what class of lever they actually are, first, second, or third. You'll have a lab sheet that looks like this. Okay, you'll use that lab sheet to diagram the levers. Okay, up at the tippity top of the lab sheet, notice that there are diagrams, so use those to help you if you forget how to diagram. You can write on the objects and then make sure you do a diagram on the side or below the object as well, kind of like we did yesterday, and identify the class of lever that it is. So there are a whole bunch of levers that you'll be going to. Several of the levers I have multiple stations for it, like I have 2 pairs of scissors or 2 pairs of pliers. I have several spoons. Those are some of the levers you'll go visit. On the back side of the diagrams, you'll notice there's an A and a B. This is where you guys have to do a little bit of homework. You need to come up with 2 real world levers at home that we haven't worked with. So things like the wheelbarrow or the paper cutter that we did already, or the fishing rod, those won't work. But anything else that you haven't experimented with here at school from either yesterday or on today's lab, those would be just fine. Think about those kind of items, okay? You'll draw a picture of them, label where the fulcrum, load, and effort are, okay? Draw a lever diagram and identify the class of that lever. Be sure that on this little squiggly line at the top, you identify what that object was, because a couple of years ago I had a kiddo do a piano lever. That was great, perfectly works, the little pedal that's on the piano, but he didn't label it, and so I didn't know what it was, and I couldn't figure it out from the drawing, and so I marked it wrong. So make sure you tell me what they are, okay? If you happen to get finished going to each station, I don't think you should. They take 3 to 5 minutes per station, but if you happen to, you can work on your conclusion. This part is not homework. We will work on this in class tomorrow, so you don't have to do that aspect of it at home, okay? You just need to find 2 levers at home. A couple of the items that I want to point out to you are the human arm. Think about it like you're bowling a bowling ball, right? Really get going on that. And then the leg is the other one that's on here that's as a diagram. And you want to really think about scoring a goal. It says kicking a ball, so think about soccer. And if you were really going to go kick that ball in, how your leg moves, okay? So think about that, right? You don't just barely tap a ball in. You really swing that leg to kick it in, okay? There are things like the broom on there, so you can use that. Remember, think about how it works in its real world, how you actually use the object, okay? The hammer, when you guys get to the hammer, there are 2 ways that you use a hammer. You can hammer a nail in by pounding on it, right? Or you may be prying a nail out. So when you guys go to this station, you need to think about it in both ways, okay? Please be careful with the levers. Some of the levers could hurt others. Make sure you have plenty of space so that you can actually use them. Things like the baseball bat. I actually want you to swing that bat, but be careful of those around you and how you're using it, okay? So think about using those objects at their regular use, but being careful and conscientious of those around you. So you guys are going to go with your group around the classroom clockwise to each of the stations. You'll have about 3 to 5 minutes. Should take about 3 per station, and then Mrs. Killen or the substitute will tell you when it's time to move on to the next station, and you'll just move on to the next station, okay? Again, you'll have time to work on this tomorrow, so anything that you don't get done today, you can work on tomorrow, and it'll be due at the end of class on Friday. I really hope you guys enjoy this lab. I think it's a lot of fun. It gives you that chance to work with those real world levers and actually experience them. Good luck.